Yo. Let me know if you can hear me, man. Can you hear me? Hey, say something. Put it in the chat for me. Let me know if you can hear me. Please. Can you hear me? Crypto Scales, what up? You can hear me? What up, what up, what up, what up? Mass Destiny, you can hear me? Okay. All right. What's happening? David Vega in the building. Come on, man. As soon as you come in, click the thumbs up button for me so everybody can get on in here. We can get a little Sunday night church. You know what I mean? Slow Pesci. Hey, what Slow Pesci mean? What up? DJ Jenkins, what's good? Yeah. Come on, man. Everybody click the thumbs up button, man. Let's have a conversation real fast. And then I'm taking my butt to bed. I'm already for real, kind of sleepy now. What's going on? Scared lyricists overpowers unknowledgeable entities. What's going on, party people? DJ Jenkins, man, I appreciate it, man. I'm just hey man, I'm glad you like the channel, man. Definitely subscribe, man. Hit the notification button. Man, you know you an old cat, man. When you be like, I'll be in the bed like at 8:30. You know what I mean? For real. But then I'll be up when it's dark outside, everybody sleep. I'll be up, you know what I mean? I'll be up real fast. So I don't know, man. The algorithm be slow to alerting people what's going on. All right, because I'm sleepy. So let me go. All right, man. So quick conversation, real fast, man. This is totally impromptu. Really just top of the dome. Just really wanted to chime in with y'all on a Sunday evening real fast and say what's up to you. Getting ready to start the week off. So today I was in reflection as I'm driving, doing what I do, and the universe is God's mind. And there can't be more than one universe. The universe I'm talking about is the place in which everything resides. Everything. So if you think it's two universes, I'm not talking about the same thing. I'm talking about if you could see two universes, I'm talking about the place which you can see all of the universes is the uni meaning one. Okay. So this whole entire place of existence, because everything exists within what we call the known universe, right? So this whole place, which is really planets, stars, let's just call it cosmic bodies, are in the vastness of space. Could be infinite. That is God's mind. Creation is God's mind. Whether it be an elephant or whether it be a black hole, creation is God's mind. The beautiful thing that we have in the human experience on Earth with the, what they call it, cyclical nature of tick-tock seasons, is you can now have a system of measuring God's mind. You can find out what's going on within God's mind. But you got to have something to measure. Cycles, no matter what type of cycle it is, cycles to observe gives you a rhythm of God's mind. So everything that takes place, like we got a free webinar coming up this Saturday. It's going to be crazy. This is going to be a classic. This is going to be like, man, it's going to be crazy. It's Rittenhouse eclipse, right? The Rittenhouse eclipse. You know, the Rittenhouse verdict that came out. Y'all ever seen some things and just wonder, like, what the hell? What you thinking about, God? What's going on? Right? If you allow these horrible events to happen, y'all never really question the mind of God. Like, what the hell is going on? How is this cool? What do you want us to? What do you want us to understand? You know what I'm saying? Latasha Glow, what up, Soul Glow? What do you want us to understand? What you trying to tell us? Rittenhouse is not guilty, right? What you trying to tell us? Slavery. What you trying to tell us? But all this shit. How is it to our greater good? Somehow. That's the part that baffles me, because I feel like humanity, we don't challenge that. We don't question that. To get to a place of what I would like to call divine understanding. Divine understanding means you understand the divinity inside of what appears to be something that may be malefic, something that you don't necessarily desire. But being able to, extract the positive out of it. Divine understanding is like truly being able to, let's use like a past life regression, for example, of a person has, asthma in this lifetime, but she can clearly see when she's in a relaxed state of mind, she can easily see herself being a soldier, smoked cigarettes, and died of lung cancer, but in this lifetime, she got asthma. And then once she comes out of that relaxed state, her asthma disappears. That's what you call divine understanding. You understand that it's within your own cosmic, akashic internal record, right? So the universe is God's mind. Now, I believe that the universal laws, known as the Hermetic principles, one, all is mental. That's telling you that the whole thing is mental. I take that to mean everything has consciousness. Even a rock has consciousness. Can it talk? No. Can it move? Very, very slow on the inside. But, it's an inanimate object for the most part. But nevertheless, it's consciousness because it has atoms, it has molecular structures. So it's an intelligence that's within it, because everything that you physically see is made up of a material, and the material is made up 9 times out of 10, it has some type of chemical composition. So therefore, it has some type of atomic composition, therefore giving it an intelligence, right? So everything in creation is intelligent. I don't believe there's a such thing as nothing. What do you mean nothing? Nothing? The moment that you try to define nothing, you just made it something. See, this is, and I made my mind up too. I'm gonna apply for a membership for the American Philosophical Society out of Philadelphia, which is very instrumental to having keynote people of old, like the Benjamin Franklins and Thomas Jeffersons. The cats who ran the world and made the laws and created the United States of America. These cats was philosophers. They were astronomers. They were scientists. They were mathematicians. They were just philosophers. It's called the American Philosophical Society. This Saturday coming up, I'm going to show you a prominent figure who was inside of the American Philosophical Society. But this is a fact. Benjamin Franklin used to be the president of the Philosophical Society. Mr. Potolo, what up? TTHP, the truth hurts. What's good? Right? So you can look this up. This is real stuff. These were statesmen. The cats that's implementing laws and government and also equating slavery or your freedom to nature and its laws of you having the right to be free. That's profound, because these guys was going upstairs. What happened is the first order of astronomers, their jobs was to study the vastness of space and rotations and timelines. The evolution of that is to show you the effect on humanity and the correspondence, right? So that's the age that we're in now, is to show you the correspondence. So you have these beautiful 7 laws of the Hermetic science. They tell you all is mental. It's all within the mind. It's all within. Neville Goddard says, well, Jesus Christ is the holy imagination. God is within you, right? As your imagination. Then you have the law of correspondence. I love this part because in a nutshell, it's telling you, hey, if you want to know about the law before you, which is all is mental, if you want to get into the mind of God, then you must figure out ways, you must figure out correspondences So, in my opinion, every law that comes after the second law, the law of correspondence, is just a measurement of correspondence. So if you Google image the 7 laws, 7 universal laws, 7 Hermetic laws, and pull them up, you'll see vibration, you'll see rhythm, you'll see cause and effect, you'll see polarity, you'll see gender, right? So to me, those things, polarity, negative, positive, rhythm, tick-tock, gender, male, female, right? Those are measurements of the all. In the moment that you can measure the all, you have just quantified what its function is or what its meaning is. So in order for you to know what is on God's mind, you have to measure the correspondence, or you have to measure the all. Okay? So for example, something so critical at this point in time, Rittenhouse, and the verdict come on the day of an eclipse, what is it that the invisible, right, is trying to communicate? What do it mean? What do it mean? We're going to get into this Saturday. Because all in the universe, this ain't nothing but God's mind. You and I are just a faction of God's mind. It's beautiful when you really think about it in the vastness. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as big as we think we are, we don't even show up as a speck of dust. If you were on the outer shells of the goddamn universe, you can't even see us. You know what I'm saying? We would be like a microorganism. If you was back on the sun looking at the earth to see a human being, you're a microorganism. Yet macro in our world, but micro in so many other worlds. You know what I'm saying? What up, Monica? What's good? Nikki Love, what's going on? Coach Michael Watley, what up? Right? So the universe, the measuring, paying attention to cycles is, it ain't got to be astronomical cycles. It could be just people who you met in your life and meeting similar people, or them coming up again, and you see that this person reminds you of this particular person, and really being able to develop that true sense of vision where you can instantly feel or know, based off of the correspondence, of course, what this relationship is all about at the core. See, I never thought I would ever say this. Goddamn, a nigga must be getting old. But men, talking to men, there comes a point in your life when you're on this path where I call it the cosmic masculine, not necessarily the divine masculine. The cosmic masculine comes online. And when it comes online, I'm going to have to take a page out of his book. Your interest sexually in women, a certain woman, what they call a 3D regular woman, is going to start to fade. And you're going to notice where before you used to been had made a move and did XYZ, bust a move, bust it open, whatever. And that's not the measurement in which you're gauging yourself anymore. Because something has come online inside. You're starting to seek an internal state of peace and bliss, and you damn sure want it measured by someone of what we would call 5D spiritual aspect woman, right? So the census, I think it's easier for women to, because it takes women a while to, women got to warm up, kind of like the Chinese use an analogy. For a woman to be turned on, it's like boiling a pot of water. It has to gradually go up in degrees, hence foreplay type stuff. So it goes up where a man can go, you know what I'm saying? But as I talked about before in the show, as you come to this state of realization, which is, very key word in the Eastern philosophies, realization, when you come into a state of self-realization, the power of your life force, think about it. The power of the human being comes from the crown, soft spot that's now sealed. It all goes on in Golgotha, the place of the skull. Signals come from the brain, down the vagus nerve, down through the bridge. This is the bridge between heaven and earth, the body. The throat is the bridge, hence the thyroid is considered the master gland of the body, because its job is to pretty much regulate and send chemicals down into the body from here. That's why when you get sick, your throat gets scratchy and shit. So this is the bridge. Loving the throat, loving the thyroid, which looks like a butterfly, and expanding it by blue light is one of the greatest practices that you can do. I had a sister, Carol C. Money, who was at one point in time, her thyroid was hypo, meaning underperforming. And through visualization of certain sounds that I synchronized and put together for her, when she went back, she went to hyper. So you went from hypo to hyper active, right? And so for the masculine body, as energy comes in, when energy gets to the sexual gland, it then goes out and wants to shoot out. So it's down and out, right? What starts to happen when you become awake, the energy reverses itself. So now the energy starts to come inward and wants to go upward. Okay? And so now your physical drives and inclinations and shit start to change. I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. I tell you from experience, it starts to change because you are on a path. You're on this path. You are aware of God's mind because you are God's mind, right? So let me digress for a little bit, right? Because all of this is in the mind of God. And most certainly we can adopt the philosophy of, well, if it's all of God, no matter what you do, destructive, whatever, it don't even really matter. Because it's all within the mind of God, and just to a degree, you can call it nature. There's some destructive forces in nature. There's volcanoes, there's tornadoes, and there's all kind of shit. That's fine. But for every cause, there's an effect that takes place, right? What up, K Money? Right? So I wonder, I was told a couple days ago, right? My daughter wanted me to make hers, but asked to make something to eat. You want a breakfast sandwich? What? What you want with a breakfast sandwich? Eggs, turkey bacon on a croissant. I could have cooked it. I don't eat it. I could have. Or I can be an asshole and I could just poke at your consciousness. So that day, yesterday, I decided to be a butthole and poke at your consciousness. I think on my evolution, eating an egg is the equivalent to a dinosaur looking for a human female when the baby is born, or the baby ain't even born yet. It goes inside of the woman's womb and eats the unborn babies, which is my baby. That's the equivalent of eating eggs. You're not going to tell me it's not, because it is. So you get to a point, you'll get to the point in this God thing where you want to draw and live off of the power of itself and not necessarily be a predator upon the other things that's within God's mind. So you can't wiggle out of it no more. Like you can't wiggle out of it. And I always say when it comes to the food thing, you have to just flat out admit that, nigga, I'm being bogus right now. I want to eat some oxtail booty. So I'm being bogus because oxtail with brown rice is the bomb. And I'm going to say, you're right. It is the bomb. It's good. Right? But at what point do you really start to question yourself? Do you really have control of yourself? You know good and goddamn well you're not going to out rationalize yourself, and knowing that, again, I like to use the egg for example. It's the most barbaric thing that you can really do, for real. So I can't justify that. And so since I can't justify that, but yet I'm about to do it, I'm about to eat it, and I can't justify it, what in the F is controlling me, where my conscious mind has already made a decree and said, oh, no, that ain't cool. But you do it anyway. You're not even in control of yourself at that particular point, right? Like, what the hell is that? I'm like, that's funny as hell to me. What is that? You know what I mean? Like, for real? You can't stop doing that? And then when you look at your other behaviors, that you may be, slipping on and shit. Is there a relation? You know what I'm saying? Is there a relation? You know what I mean? And so I ain't cook it. I said, "Ooh, little pig, you gonna eat the little baby egg?" So she get a little attitude, a little bit. Little, how was a little girl, 14 years old, give me a little attitude like, how many times you gonna say that? Dang. What? Oh, as many times as I want to say it. Really? How many times I'm gonna say it? Right? Because every time she mess with the egg, I'll be like, little, dang man, little, oh, it's a poor little baby. They ain't gonna even develop. Cause sorry, little baby, my daughter wants to eat you. Sorry, little baby. Right? Playing on the psyche because it's true. Right? Because you have some of us just got to plant these little seeds. You know what I'm saying? And people, they grow into it later. Right? Hopefully, they grow into it later. And these seeds get you to reflect. And when you start reflecting within God's creation. And when you start reflecting within God's creation, you start to move different. That's all. You just start to move different. You know what I'm saying? So all of this thing is a beautiful oxymoron full of contradictions. The mere fact that you have duality, or what we would call a positive and a negative, that friction of duality to a degree is what makes this thing spin. Nothing can move without friction. But that friction doesn't necessarily have to be a repulsive type of friction. You get to a point when you transmute it and you understand that the movement in of itself is what you perceive, can be what you perceive to be love, intention, direction. The biggest problem that I've noticed that I've had and that I believe we in the West suffer from is who you were 20 years ago, 30 years ago. You're not the same person. You couldn't ever told yourself you would be here on some damn YouTube listening to some space and universe and cosmic consciousness, and you would have never been interested in these things per se. Especially for some of us, you know what I'm saying? We was, you know what I'm saying, nigga, we was in crack houses with guns at an early age. You know what I'm saying? Like we was part of some things, that was just so far fetched from some enlightenment type shit. So this whole thing is full of, it's about evolution. It's about, recognizing where you're going. Where are you going? And what does that look like? You know what I mean? Like, see it like this. Love can be your airplane, and in the airplane, there's two people, maybe more, but let's just say, it's two people, keep it simple. It's in, what they call the cockpit. And you're going to the same destination, the exact same destination, right? It don't mean there's not no turbulence. That's, you encounter that. If you ever been on an airplane. But you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to kill your co-pilot. You ain't not talking to your co-pilot. I heard a podcast called The Divine Masculine. Shit is really dope. It's only like a few episodes though. Man, y'all should look into it. It's fucking amazing. It's called The Divine Masculine. Ladies, you should listen to it too. It's really, 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 really good. I don't care for the political part of the conversation, but we're just talking about why men can, date spiritual women and regular women, or talk about women healing women. Men, stay away from women who don't love their fathers. Ooh, yeah, it's on Apple. It's on Google too. It's on both of them. Men, stay away from women who don't love their fathers. Man, some good topics. Good ass topics. It's over there. Good topics. Within the universe, man, we have to get ready to, I feel like, especially in 2022, for me personally, it's a major reset year for me. At 45, I talked about this. You go through the reset year. All your cards get reshuffled. The deck is all fresh over. And this is the beauty about it. What if, ladies and gentlemen, we go through life and we get to a certain period of time that we literally get to redo the entire half of our life now that we're older and mature? We get to redo everything, and you get to go, you get to fix it, you get to accomplish it all and do it the way you want to do it. I'm talking about the cards of destiny now, where these playing cards reset at age 45. On your 45th birthday, everything resets, and it's like, fresh, you born out the womb again, and you get to really build now. You get to really go get it. I think it's important to understand what is it like to be a woman? What is it like to be a man? And this don't have anything to do with your sexual preference. This is, whatever it is to you. It's an energy thing. You know what I'm saying? It's an energy thing. I see young M.A. I don't see no fucking woman. It's not my perception of feminine. Sorry. And I seen her throw a football. She should be a fucking quarterback some goddamn where, because she could really throw a football. You know what I'm saying? What is masculine? What is feminine to you? Because as we moving and grooving through the cosmos, a truth that I always said was the absolute bomb that's going to take place was confirmed when I heard it. That the new power couple is not going to be the Jay-Z and Beyonce. It's going to be the spiritual couple who lives these cosmic principles and can demonstrate, and the couple that comes and helps other masculines and feminines to come together to be able to reach a deeper internal bliss. That's the real power couple. If I had to give it a personality type based off the tarot cards is personality types, all of them. But if I had to go to the major arcana, it is the high priestess and the magician. A woman and man who is tapped into the spiritual element of prayer, thought, intention, room purification, love, transparency, truth, breath work together, mind heart synchronization, That's a practice to get the brain waves and the heart to be on the same pattern, to exchange breath with each other, to I'm gonna say something to men and women, right? But in heterosexual relationships, and it don't matter, I'm just a heterosexual, so it don't matter what the thing is. You know that each person's body could chemically reject each other. Just because y'all like each other or think y'all like each other physically don't mean chemically y'all like each other. Okay? This is some real shit. Especially if y'all blood types are not compatible. Okay? So it's kind of like when you got, I like to watch animal documentaries because I'm just a big fan of psychology, right? So I was watching this one, I don't know if it's Netflix or whatever. It's these chimpanzees that they have, and they got these different, it's not a zoo, but it's like a chimpanzee farm. And they got different big ass, different sets of chimpanzee families in different, enclosures. And you just can't throw the new people in there. They got to kind of like know you there by a wall that they can see through and, sense, see, feel, look. You just can't go straight in. And so on this journey, I personally think that you gotta pray over the womb. A lot of women's wombs are what's the correct word? I want to say effed up. And a lot of that got everything to do with men, and a lot of that got to do with women too, because no matter what, it's always your choice, right? Whether motherfucker tricked you, lied to you, don't matter. You fell for the okie doke, you big dummy. So therefore, you got to use your faculty of reason different because you got tricked. So it's always self-responsibility at the end of the day. But I'm talking about, how do you awaken the cells inside of the body to communicate with each other before you go to the alchemical swap of sex changing chemical energy with each other, so you can be on the same accord? You understand what I'm saying? Because the masculine and feminine force entangling themselves is that's a path of enlightenment that it really ain't even, it's not taught about, not even talked about. It's more of your individual belief in God and die and maybe you went to heaven, maybe. But to experience the bliss in the flesh and to be so synchronized where it's one mind, that takes work. You know what I mean? That takes work. And vice versa for women on men, in the sense of nigga, are you gonna pray to the dick? Like, when you gonna bow down and motherfucking Pray. Why not? You may be down there kissing it and doing whatever you doing, and vice versa. It like, man, you gonna like worship. You're gonna worship it. You understand what I'm saying? But truly mean it, where the intention, which is a thought, which makes it electrical, and all electricity produce magnetism, and now we can clear up fibroids, we can clear up whatever it may be, right? Because we got ourselves to a point where we could, truly embrace. God is yearning to watch man and woman come together in pure ecstasy. That's what God is looking for. God is a peeping Tom. Okay, I should do a title on that. God is a peeping Tom. Don't make me go to the Bible, because I'll pull out all kinds of stuff on how the masculine and feminine energy was interacting with some things, right? If God is within you, and the first story is Adam and Eve, and we're naked. Ooh, who told you was naked? I want your ass to walk around here naked so I can see you. You fucked up my whole program. You covering up. It's one way to look at it. You had to come into the realization of sexual energy. And the moment that you did, right, and you fell for the illusion of duality, right, that's when you fell. See, it was two trees in the garden. Was it not? Two of them. What was it? A tree of life, and then you had a tree of knowledge of good and evil. Watch this. Tree of life, tree of good and evil. That's duality. Good, evil, opposites. If you eat of the tree of that one, you die, which is the opposite of the tree of life. Don't you get the parable? The moment that you fall victim to duality, the man's first, the woman's second. No, the woman is the X chromosome. You're Y. You're just broken off from the woman. As if that's the most retarded shit I ever heard, because it's you can call it X, you can call it Y, you can also call it A and B. You can call it whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? You can call it whatever you want to call it. But the moment that you go for this dual thing, this duality thing, without understanding that you are the one, see, remember, when you look at the universal laws, the further you go out, as soon as you get past any form of correspondence and really past vibration, because what they're going to tell you is after vibration, all of that shit is duality. It's rhythm, which means it's right, left, up, down. It's cause and effect, which is clearly duality. It's gender, male, female. It's polarity, positive, negative. Okay? So you get further away from the all when you start studying if you fall for the trick of duality, but the all is just an expression of the one. You can't get stuck in duality. You have to truly understand that you and me together makes the one. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you understand that and you bring that back into the one source, it's just like a boomerang. You know what I'm saying? You go off, study the universe, you build your life, and then you grab your significant, and then you come back to source. It's just a boomerang. You know what I mean? That's what makes you the one. That's what makes you whole. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's the mind of God. This whole thing. Becoming one is the key. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like Mexican icon said, look, me ex icon. Duality is played out. Sun and moon, split mind, can't serve two matter. When the eye is single. Right? The moon never physically changes shape. She's always the size that she is. I was never, ever, ever, ever into that whole. I'm not knocking. I'll take it back. I think I'm gonna knock it. What's up, Carla Sugar? That whole follow the moon phase if you want to, and I think you're gonna become a lunatic. Lunatic for a reason. When you start all that 8 phases, and this week is this, next week is that. Then now was this, and now was this, and now was this, and now was this. That's bullshit. The physical moon don't change shapes. It don't. Since the physical moon outside don't change shapes, then why am I falling for the illusion? And that's not to mean that being born on the full moon or the full moon and shit don't necessarily have this thing. But when you start to ascend and become one with this whole thing, it doesn't even matter. Because now you just one. And it don't mean you don't come off the throne. Because this new thing that I'm about to bring out, remember I'm talking about the magician and the high priestess, but the goal at the end of this shit is for you and it's for us to be the emperor and the empress. You know what I'm saying? Which means take your throne, sit on your throne. You know what I mean? But to sit on your throne, the practices that you do are really some magical practices, intentful practices. Right? There's a lot of emotion that we gotta work past. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all, right? Be real honest with you. Women, they be trying to fuck with me, right? Or rather, I'm in a relationship. I do shit so on purpose. So on purpose. To fuck with your evolution. Because it's needed. And that don't mean that I'm not evolving as well. It don't mean that I don't make mistakes in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like I am not saying that. But it's a good chance. I'm definitely very aware. I'm definitely like, you know, I'm out there. So there's certain things that we have to learn how to work past to evolve. And triggers, there's things that are put in place to trigger you. The trigger is not a bad thing. Like, for example, the last show me and you did, right? It was called Erica Badu. cosmic voodoo pussy. And I ain't even get into the voodoo pussy, right? Like that could, if you look at that, you could look at that as being what? Voodoo. You may think dark. Good and goddamn well. You can just tell by my demeanor. This nigga over here don't think nothing about no goddamn anything is dark and bad with vagina. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's dark and stinky or some shit, right? I don't equate bad things with that. I'm damn sure not saying that. And if you know my admiration for who I call Abby Erica, then good and well I'm not saying that. What I'm really saying is magical pussy. That's what I'm really saying. When I say voodoo, I'm saying magical. But voodoo is a trigger word because and that's the whole purpose, was to put it out there in a way to, whether it be clickbait or also to the shock of initiation, as we call it. You understand what I'm saying? And so, there's a whole lot of emotion that we have to evolve past. And we have to also understand that emotion is such a blanket statement or term that we act like emotion is not a mental faculty. And that has to stop. Oh, I was just being emotional. You mean when you say that, what you're really saying is, I was being illogical. I lost control of my rational, logical mind, and I made irate decisions purposely because I picked up this, I threw it at you, whatever, right? I blew my top, right? Meaning there was such a surge of energy inside of you when that current went to the frontal lobe right here that's responsible for decision making. It was over fucking powering that you ran out of logic, and it kind of like you just blew the circuit. So hence you blew your top, and then you call it being emotional. We have to do way, 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 way better. There's no such thing as, be careful with this. There's no such thing. I ain't gonna say there's no such thing. This is what I'm gonna say. If there's a such thing as emotional abuse, there has to be something called logical abuse. And when you think about it, all of it is logical because it's happening within the mind. You choose to be illogical, but you call it something else, which is called emotional. And then since it's emotional, it gets a pass. Now, I'm going to pick on you for a quick second, lady, because I thought about something today. See, for a while, well, let me start it this way. You do know in America, the black man had the right to vote before the white woman. So this ain't got nothing to do, historically speaking, with racism. This ain't got nothing to do with a divine racism plan, because ain't no way in hell that I feel like if I'm going to be a part of an order that got a systematic, years and centuries to go into the future, ain't no way in. But I'm going to let your black ass vote before my woman gets to vote. That don't even make sense. That's why I'm telling y'all, the rabbit hole ain't that goddamn deep when it comes to figuring this thing out with this race issue, right? So the black man gets the right to vote before the white woman does. Okay, very interesting. There's case studies done, neuroscience case studies done, where women have a hard time at spatial mapping and at intersections. I know women who suck at directions. It's just a fact, right? We like to say it. Well, women are more emotional and men are more logical. So therefore, navigating through traffic and things of that nature and maps and shit, men tend to do better in that region. Okay. But this is a world that requires that shit. Because without that, you get lost, right? Ladies, the question that has to be asked for is, when you didn't have a right to vote, was that really a reflection of the dormant logical, right? The dormant logical mental capacities that women had back then? It ain't got nothing to do because you a woman, like just because you born with a vagina, you woman. Did it really have something to do with the way your brain processes information? And it doesn't mean that men don't have a default, because clearly you can say, well, shit, you don't express love and care and nurturing what is important to the development of a human being. You're right. You're absolutely correct. See, again, it comes back to this balance of oneness, where it's not balance where you got it and I got this. The whole human being has to balance within to evolve. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, I have to learn how to relate, and you have to learn how to, you know what I'm saying, come up here into Neo, okay? Known as neocortex. So the play wasn't never about really suppressing you. When I look at it, there wasn't a play. The play wasn't about suppressing you and subjugating you. It was never about that. It was basic common sense shit that was just like, yo, while I'm out doing X, Y, Z and doing this, you happen to get pregnant, your ass is sitting home for a year. You might as well say, take the goddamn year off. That's it, you know what I mean? Well, I can work all the way up until I'm 8 months pregnant. Who wants to do that? Take the year off, girl. Go sit down. A whole year. You're out of bounds. Off the sideline. I can't reproduce with you no more. You can't work. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. This wasn't about suppression. This was about what they would just call so-called gender roles. That's all that was. So in a masculine society, in a sense where men had to make the rules and shit like that, it don't mean that we clearly, it don't mean that we better than thou. Hell no. Not at all. But we got to get to a place where, you know, where and I'm gonna show it, which is simple. Like, you know, it's about Lady Justice, the lady who's blindfolded holding the justice scale with no discrimination. How do you implement what they call Mayat and bringing in that true balance? And what do it look like in the 21st century? What do it look like? Because you got women that's out here that's go-getters. Fuck it, throw the navigation on, nigga, let's go. And they get into it, outperforming men in the arena of, you know, economics, right? You got role reversals, which is nothing wrong with that either. You got to find your balancing point and what's good for you in the relationship. So I'm gonna close with this, right? In this universe, there are 4 relationship types, cosmically speaking. There's 5 love languages, but 4 types of relationships in which energy can manifest itself. I think the 5 love languages is, you mean to tell me out of every possible thing that I can do in the world, you telling me my love, how I love can be condensed down into fucking 5 categories? That's some badass shit. That's dope. It can be condensed down all the way to 5, right? So I think you need to take that test if you don't know what your primary and secondary love language is. I thought mine was touch and words of affirmation. That's what I like to receive. That's what I like to receive. But how I give it may be something else. You know what I'm saying? Oh, touch me. I love that shit. Touch me. What? Words of affirmation? I was having this conversation the other day. Words of affirmation, I think everybody should do that shit. No, I'm serious about that, because words of affirmation is positive reinforcement. Words of affirmation, man, like what words, like somebody telling you, wow, you're a genius. That's a great job that you're doing. Like, hey, you showed off with that. That's good. That's really dope. That fuels and inspires a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you imagine growing up as a kid and you never heard an inspiring word from your parent. That hurts. That's fucking that's laying the environment down for abuse. In fact, if you look into it deep enough, for real, that should technically, because you can see how that can create a problem in the psyche of a kid, of a human being. You know what I'm saying? I told you I went 44 years and never heard my dad tell me he loved me until my 44th year, and I had to set the situation up, right? A parent tell you they love you, show you they love you by the things they do for you. I'm not saying that you don't love me. I'm not saying that I don't believe you don't love me. In fact, I know you do. I just want to hear it, right? Made it like a little joke, but I was serious. Like, I was for real. Like, I just want to hear it. I love you, right? But you know what that could possibly feel like if I wasn't where I'm at, in my own understanding. I never heard my dad tell me he loved me. There's some women who never heard their dad say they love them. That fucks me up. You never heard your dad? And I ain't talking about a derelict ass dad that ain't never been around. Like, that don't count. They ain't dad. Like, your dad, you never heard your dad say he love you? Oh shit, no wonder I don't feel like you love me. What the fuck? Could that be a connection? Because I don't feel like you love me and shit. But you never heard your dad say you love you and shit. Wait, is there a connection there? You know what I'm saying? So I think words of affirmation is dope. So physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, um, acts of service, and gifts. That's 5. The 4 ways energy can express themselves in a relationship is: 1, it could be a feminine connection, which is a connection that's about spirit and meditation. It's my favorite one, to be honest with you, because it allows you to. A feminine connection means you have to harmonize. It means you have to do the work of connecting on, a physical, mental, And me, emotional falls in mental. I don't know. You see, they always separate that. They be like, yeah, physically, emotionally, and mentally. I always be like, shut the fuck up. What you mean? Like, as if emotion ain't mentally, you know what I mean? And so you got to connect on a very intimate level when you're dealing with feminine energy. When that's y'all expression. Then it's a yang, your yang, masculine connection, which, to me is that connection to me, in my opinion, is like Keisha Kayor and Gucci Mane to me. Like Keisha be going to get it. Keisha a millionaire. And Keisha be at the Bonner Brothers convention like she ain't a millionaire. So like going out and building your castle, building your world. That's masculine yang energy. Don't mean that you don't have no emotional connections. I'm just saying what the overall expression is. I love that too. You know what I'm saying? Because that's got to go out and get it. Then you have a balance of yin and yang where this is very interesting when you're dealing with the feminine energy and the masculine energy. It don't matter your physical gender. Her female energy bounces off of his masculine energy in a way that's very conducive, and it sets the stage for respect, admiration, flow. So the way that you quantify this would be, um, I'm an Aquarius, so if I meet a woman who got Venus in Aquarius or the moon in Aquarius, I'm going to instantly feel that connection. Instantly. See, this becomes real fun when you can recognize an attraction. I ain't talking about doing anything. I'm just simply talking about an attraction. And then you got this science and you can turn around and look and see what y'all share in common and be like, oh, that's what I felt. Wow, that's interesting. Damn, I felt that again with that. Wow. Also, when this is here, this is what I feel. Right? So if a woman's feminine planet, Venus, the moon, is in the same position where a man has his sun sign, it's going to be an instant connection of yin yang energy bouncing off each other in a good way. Now, all of these have negatives and all of them have positives. So it's a way you can deal with that, but I won't talk about it tonight. The last one is a role reversal. I ain't a fan of role reversals. I can be, but it's hard for me. It's hard for me. It's kind of hard because I got such a fiery energy. And I set my own trails in life. A role reversal is she's a Nikki Love. What Nikki Love is? I think Nikki a Cancer. You're a Cancer, Nikki? I think you're a Cancer. Where Miss Glow at? Where you at, Miss Glow? What's your sun sign? And so take Nikki for example. Say Nikki a Cancer, but she meet a man who has the moon in Cancer. That's a role reversal. That's her masculine energy. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Flowers Akeisha? What's good? See Latasha Glow. That's right, duh. Aquarius gang. You an Aquarius? Stop playing. Where your Venus at, Latasha? Girl, no wonder I was all over you. Like, look at that glow. Where's Venus at for you? So, but say, you know, Nikki's a Cancer. But if a man was born with the moon in Cancer, if he's born with Venus in Cancer, that's in the same position when Nikki has the sun. So now that's her masculine is communicating with his feminine planets. And that's what's drawing them together. But they don't know that she's really the yang principle. See what I'm saying? So Latasha is an Aquarius. It's like, for example, I got the moon in Aquarius. So let's just say I'm not an Aquarius, but I got the moon in Aquarius. If I'm attracted to her, and then it's like her sun energy is pulling me in. And so now since she's the light and I'm the moon, that's a role reversal. That means that I'm supposed to be the one that's supportive in a sense. Energetically, she's the leader. And so she may have some, entrepreneurial Aquarian ideas that she want to do and whatever. And I'm supposed to nurture that, right? I always say it's beautiful when she's at the table selling her product and I'm the one that's at the table doing the credit card transactions and bagging it up. I work with her, but I'm not the creator of it in a sense, right? So you can have a role reversal of energy. Venus and Cappy, where Mars at? Latasha go? Gotta stop playing. You got. I gotta get your data. I'm about to read Latasha. You want to read? I'm all nosy and shit. I want to see your specs. Okay, let me see your specs. Let me see. Let me see. You got Venus, and so you probably just what? You just got the sun. Where Mercury? You got Mercury in Aquarius. You a real Aquarius? You a real Aquarius over here? Or are you playing around? Are you playing around? What you got? Mars and Scorpio? For real? Mars and Scorpio, Venus and Capricorn. Venus and Capricorn, Mars and Scorpio. Devore, you didn't already got a reading. Stop playing. That's interesting. That's interesting. What so then where's Mercury? Mercury and Moon. I just want the personals. Mercury and the Moon. And I leave you alone. Mercury and the Moon. So why? Like, see, Mercury starts to tell you how a person thinks. See, listen, man. In this joint here, there is a compatibility index that deal with male female energies. So you got Mercury in Cap. So you a Capricorn flirting like you an Aquarius. That's what you're telling me. So then where's the moon then? So I can see Mercury in Cap. That's seriousness. That's cool. Thank you, flowers. I appreciate it. So where is the moon at? Which could be anywhere. I was about to say something, y'all. What was I saying? Oh shoot, you got a moon in Aquarius. So let me make sure I got this right. Moon, Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Aquarius, Mercury in Cap, Venus in Cap. So they one sign back. And then you got Mars over there in Scorpio. Now, do Mars square your sun or square your moon? That'd be like that's your own internal masculine and feminine could be at odds with each other and whatnot, right? So I was saying something though. So watch me pull it back. What's that trigger? I need a trigger to trigger that. What was I saying? It'll come to me. No, it wasn't about your chart. I was saying something else, and when you start throwing your specs, I got so excited and lost my train of thought. Um, it was something about in this place, like in this place. Um, God damn it, I forgot. But anyway, and so it'll come to me. But you can oh, so when you start doing the compatibility aspect of shit, that's what I was talking about. I told you I always get it. Um, there is a personal male female understanding compatibility. Then you need to understand a communication index because we can be attracted to each other all day long, but our fucking minds, you know what I'm saying, don't match. That's real shit. Like physically, you the fucking bomb. You look good as fuck. Like you, that's clicking. But mentally, we missing some shit. Right? That happens all the time. I think a lot of y'all have had this experience. And then there's a karma index that's there. So the Mercury index is going to deal with communication. Then I got some shit that I keep secret that deals with motherfucking the male female attraction index, which is my favorite one to look at because it's the magnetism that exists between the human beings that's drawing them together anyway. We got to figure this out, but you don't figure that out until you get pulled in. And then there's the karmic aspect of like, okay, let's really pay attention and look for the long run, which is denoted by Saturn. You see what I'm saying? So it's way, because I'm telling you, man, Saturn on somebody's motherfucking Venus don't feel good. That shit is nasty. And so if you look like, take Natasha, and she got Venus and Aquarius, Venus and Capricorn. But if I got Saturn in Capricorn, and Saturn's at home in Capricorn, which is strong, and it's dead on her Venus, then Saturn's energy is cold. It rules the winter. And it has this thing of wanting to pull back, conservative. Venus is like, I'm warm. I want to look good. It's Friday night. I gotta get my nails done, my hair did and shit. I want to please and have some pleasure in my life. And Saturn, like, no, go to work. You know what I'm saying? But it's in Capricorn, so maybe you love older people. Venus and Capricorn can represent you been in a relationship with perhaps an older person, a father figure, or maybe you served as the mommy figure in a relationship. You got to watch Venus and Capricorn. Or you in love with a work partner. Capricorn is actually on my critical axis. Capricorn is my DC. Theoretically speaking, off my chart, I'm what I'm looking for in a marriage partner is Capricorn. It's Capricorn energy because my DC is Capricorn. Your DC, you got to know your time of birth. Your DC is what's on the western portion of the sky. Like there's the west for me. When I was born, I'm a Cancer rising, so that puts Capricorn on the DC, which is the seventh house cusp, which is the cusp that gets into marriage partners and partnerships and shit. And so Capricorn is the sign of motherfucking career and success and ambitions and goals. It ain't all that. It ain't that Leo lovey-dovey shit. This is work. Work. Take your ass to work. Work. That's what I love. Hey, man. Gucci, you gotta. Can we clone Keisha Kayor, man? Please. Please. Fuck a Gucci clone, nigga. Y'all niggas talking about the CIA. CIA, if y'all clone Gucci, please clone Keisha, please. Please, man. For real, man. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to motherfucking. That's some motherfucking Capricorn is boss. You know what I'm saying? Boss. So yeah. So what sign is on your what sign is on y'all DC? You know what I'm saying? Uh, but see, so that means Saturn rules my relationships. But guess where I got Saturn? In Leo. So now I'm going to track Leos like a motherfucker, right? My high school girlfriend was a Leo. We was together 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and shit. Y'all had everybody had a high school boo, didn't they? My high school boo was a Leo. Venus and Cap. See, Devorah got Venus and Cap. She's a hustler. Yeah, Leo. So now Saturn rules my relationships. That sucks, but it does. Saturn rules my relationships, which means also when Saturn fucks with your relationships, they can be long as a motherfucker. And obviously karmic, because Saturn rules karma. Okay. So flowers are Aries on the DC, girl. You gotta your chart's inverse. The whole shit is opposite. So Aries on the DC wants a little bit of freedom, but you like a firecracker though. That's passion. That's dope. But there's an element of freedom there. Sagittarius too. Sagittarius on the DC. I think Sag on the DC is fucking. You wanna. That's a long distance relationship. You can easily do a long distance relationship. Oh, y'all tripping. Gemini on the DC, same shit. See, Aries, Sagittarius, and Gemini and Aquarius are the four signs that can go for air in a relationship. We can be in long distance shit. They don't phase us. If you got as long as you ain't got other clingy, shit. Anyway. You know what I'm saying? Um so Latasha, what's your DC? Taurus, wealthy life Taurus and Saturn. Ah, got you. Most of my lessons learned through my relationships. Yeah. And yeah, that's how it be. Saturn on your shit, man. Saturn rules your goddamn DC or on the DC or in the seventh house. You gotta play. You gotta deal with that shit. Gemini on the seventh is a partner that has great intellect or somebody who speaks and writes. Um, Sagittarius on the DC. That's beautiful. That's like Sagittarius on the DC is like, oh man, that's some beautiful shit to me, man. That's like going to Teotihuacan and y'all did it's like an Indiana Jones couple. They're off traveling the world and studying some things. And see, Sagittarius is foreign. So you get a pass to be in some type of um, married to someone of a different ethnic background when you have Sagittarius on the DC. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean you don't know? You don't know what time you were born? It's all predicated upon time. You know what I'm saying? So Aries DC again is Aries is going to give you more. Your relationships can burn out too fast because Aries got this tendency of burning up so fast that it just lose interest. Aries is like a firecracker. So I got Venus in Aries, right? So it's kind of like the equivalent of having Aries on the DC. And so there's a potential part of me that could let the fire burn out quick. Like, it was nice, but it's right. But then I got Saturn as a ruler of my seventh, where this shit can be long too. That's why I'm saying you will always find contradictions in this shit. And then it just becomes a matter of what do you want, and then stay repetitive enough to build what you want. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Aries on the IC, Gemini on the DC. Katrina got Gemini on the DC. I think Bruce Lee got Gemini on the DC. Somebody else got Gemini. This is like a Gemini DC night. Yeah. That Sag on the fucking 7th is Indiana Jones, man. For real. I think it's cute. It's one of the cutest things. They travel together and they learn together. Because it's philosophies and shit, so it's like they study together, they may pray together. Oh, they do all the little cute little spiritual things together. You know what I mean? I'm sleepy. Y'all can tell I'm sleepy as shit. I'm an old ass nigga, man. I'm sleepy. Right? So yeah, Sag Adventures and shit. Oh shit. Pisces on the DC? You tripping, girl. Which one is it? Pisces on the DC? Oh girl, you crazy. So Pisces on the DC could be I think at the highest heights of that shit. For real, that's a relationship that brings about complete spiritual illumination. Y'all, it's like y'all listen to poetry. It's like y'all do music together. Um, y'all have the same spiritual practices. Y'all meditate together. You really have to make sure that your concept of the divine, God, is the fucking same. Don't even fuck around. And I mean, if you got Neptune in the 7th or Pisces on the 7th, don't even think about negotiating anything else than what I'm telling you. It is an absolute must because Pisces and Neptune represents the last sign, which represents spiritual illumination, enlightenment, transcendental consciousness. You call it psychic ability, which means you now receive information about your reality before the shit happens. This is next level shit. That's what you're seeking inside of a relationship, to be of the same spiritual cord. You cannot fuck around with this. If it ain't, then call it something else. Here's the problem with the Piscean people, or a strong Piscean influence of Neptune. You have a tendency to trick yourself based off of somebody else's potential and not fully accepting their reality. As long as you can separate potential from reality, you good. But you got to really watch this shit, because Pisces is also the sign of self-undoing, which is also dealing with self-sabotage, which means you could be a person who sabotage your relationships. So you gotta watch that shit and see, like, do you have these character traits where you sabotage shit? I never forget when I saw self-sabotage in person. Well, not in person, but like the first time I saw it, and was totally like fucked up by it, was making the band. And when Lil Fred was like, he was down in Miami, they're like, yo, where you at, man? You supposed to be up here. And he was like, fuck it, man, cut me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, nigga, this is your shot. You on TV, this is your shot. You got your shot and you went back home and like said cut you and hung up. And maybe you didn't like some shit you saw behind the scenes. I just couldn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure it's a lot of shit you don't see. They edit shit. So maybe I didn't understand that shit. There's one of my favorite shows ever, and one of my favorite people in the world is Marcus Lemonis. He got a show called The Prophet. And the only one they got on YouTube for free is Mr. Corey's Cookies, which is like a young teenager, 13, 14 at the time, who had his own cookies. I think they out of New Jersey. And Corey's mom, Marcus told Corey mom, like, he gonna fund this shit, give her the money, he gonna do this shit. And he said, I'm afraid that you may do something to sabotage this relationship. And she said, I might. And that fucked me up. I couldn't believe it. Because here's a shot. But she acknowledged her own self-sabotaging behavior, that she says she might purposely do something to destroy the relationship, the opportunity. That's that Piscean shit. So you got Pisces on the 7th. You got to make sure that you don't attract someone. You can, and see, also, this is the savior complex. You want to save everybody. It's kind of Aquarian too. You want to save every motherfucking body. Either you the victor or you the victim. And maybe your partner plays victim. You attract people who are victims, or you attract people who self-sabotage their own shit. And self-sabotage comes in many forms. It comes in the form of procrastination. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. That's self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? May not even be, maybe self-hate too. If you know that this is going to get you to the greater good, and you purposely do some shit that take you away from doing it, when you got the capacity to do it to get you closer to the greater good, that's self-sabotaging. It's actually self-hate. As long as you're disciplined enough to be like, hey, today is self-hate, but tomorrow I'm coming right back on your ass. I'm going to make it up. And I'm going to push myself a little further than I did, because I know I took the day off. It's how you balance it. Saja, I'm sorry, you emailed me, and I meant to look forward today, and then something happened. Oh, I'm starting to get like my dad as I get older. I'm just gonna say what the fuck I was doing, what was on my mind, and I ain't gonna give a shit. So I'm taking a bath, and I'm like, oh, let me go to my emails. I thought about you as I took a bath, right? I'm sitting up here like, oh shit, she emailed me, and then something happened. And I totally forgot what I was doing. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I was going to my email. I was going to my phone to do something and totally forgot. So I got to pull that email up. So I ain't ignoring you. I got to pull it up. So I got you. I got to go find it and pull it up. All right. So watch that. Aquarius Sun, Pisces Ascendant. Oh, shit. Aquarius Sun, Pisces Ascendant. Man, so do you got a 12th house sun? Man, if you got a 12th house sun, you Jesus Christ, nigga. I didn't know you was. That's why they call you J-Sun. Nigga, I'm sorry. I'm just now. I told you I'm slow. Nigga, you Jesus. Oh, nigga, you Jesus Christ. God damn it. Jason McDougal's Jesus Christ up in here. Right? So, that's, yeah, you got to watch your own self-sabotaging tendencies. Oh, I forgot, man. I had to run out earlier today. Boy, I forgot to show y'all. I meant to show the group. Boy, I got my custom envelopes in. Yeah, with the professional letter here. I ain't showing y'all. I got another company that I run when I'm going to get apartments, and I ain't telling y'all what it is. But, I got my own. All y'all gonna see is it start with a B. Let me see. Watch you news. It start with a B. So I got the return address on them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got me a whole box of professional envelopes. You know what I'm saying? To do my real estate letters. You know what I mean? So I didn't get a chance to share that with the group today. You know, saying, cheer your husband, Jesus Christ, whatever he say do, you gotta do it, and you gotta wash his feet because he Jesus. Well, it's actually the other way around. You gotta wash her feet, Jason, because you Jesus. For real, the dude got the goddamn chart of Jesus. So, and his name is Jason, which is Yah, which is God, son. That nigga Jason is Jesus, is God's son, for real. But his mama named him Jason, which is son of Yah. So your husband Jesus, whatever he tell you to do, you gotta do. You gotta be your husband's disciple. That's what it is this lifetime, Sanchia. You are your husband. You are your husband's disciple. Yeah, see, the Sag Moon, he's supposed to be dealing with philosophies and shit, and the feminine counterpart has to be there to give him that balance. I can make this shit match now. You know what I'm saying? But no, for real though, the feminine counterpart is there to, help give him that balance in the sphere of philosophies and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead ass sick. Y'all think I'm playing dead ass. Like I think if that was what y'all agree to, y'all should. You know what I mean? All right. Yeah. DC stuff is fun, man. That's because it gets interesting when we start getting into, relationships and seeing how we relate. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Miss Glow, what time were you born? I ain't letting you off the hook. I'm gonna figure it out. Where your north node at? Where's your north node at, Miss Glow? I'm gonna figure something out here. Pluto in the 12th house, sabotage. Oh shit, Pluto in the 12th, nigga. I don't want no pieces of that shit. That's heavy. That's powerful dark forces. Powerful dark forces, and that's some hidden enemy shit. Pluto in the 12th, man. I wouldn't with that. If it's not afflicted, if it is afflicted, then I would be very careful on who you would consider studying with. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a motherfucker who will try to put some shit on you because they intimidated by you for some reason, and they you know what I mean? They try to just put some shit on you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? For real, for real. You don't know. What do you mean you don't know, Miss Glow? You are, I'm gonna say, girl, you 30-something, 40-something years old. What do you mean? I'm just messing with you. But yeah, Pluto in the 12th, man. God damn. But on the individual side, man, that gives you a lot. Pluto is about harnessing power. You know what I'm saying? So where is that shows you for real, where there's a lot of power to transform your life. You know what I'm saying? So 12th house, somewhere in the realm of spirituality. You know what I mean? Um, I got Pluto in Libra down in the fourth, I think it is. So that house placement ain't bad. I don't like the sun. I got Pluto opposite Venus, so that's me and this female energy is gonna come to a motherfucking point of conflict that it's going to force me to become the beautiful butterfly that I am. You know, maybe I'll be a dragonfly. It's not really cool for men to be butterflies, right? So it's gonna force me to become a dragonfly. All right. Because I got Pluto opposite Venus, which is that's violence. I had a candle thrown at my head before. I've had some things happen. Yeah, some things that I'm not proud of too. Yeah, I had a baby mama put the bar. I'm scoring by that shit. I'll probably be like how my dad be. That nigga still remember shit. I'm probably gonna be like how my dad was. It was 2002. She came out. I was at the park with the kids, and I looked at the house, and she came out the house, and she had a little squeezy bottle thing, and put sugar water in my goddamn gas tank. That's what she did. That's what she did. She put shit, and I'm at the park. Oh, why did she do that? Oh boy. I would love to go back in time and see where the hell Marge was at doing that, because they got me on that one. They got me like a motherfucker. They got me. They got me. They got me. I fell victim to that one. Pluto opposite my moon. Man, that could be as a woman, Pluto opposite moon. So that's like that could be potentially mom or some women. That could be some low-key haters. See, I don't see when we start getting into this spiritual shit, man, we start falling in spiritual circles. And the human being is so fucking fragile. You know what I'm saying? That, we just fragile motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Some of us don't know how to motherfucking fall out with each other and just be fucking cool with the fallout. Like fuck it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, some motherfuckers, could be on some, negative thought form type shit and trying to be extra on some fucking dark lord type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody on this journey, man, you got to be real clear. Don't get it twisted. Like everybody know I'm a warlock, but I'm a warlock in the spirit of racism. Like it's fun. Like that's why, my therapy is, I'm Abe Lincoln tatted. You know what I mean? I'll fuck a Confederate up. Like I aim that warlock energy towards the old order establishment of racism. I'm very clear on that. When it comes to doing this kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? This man, you know, I glow, man. I'm cool. Like I ain't on that shit. You know what I mean? Some motherfuckers' energy is just you can just tell. So you gotta discriminate very closely. Something I wish I would have done way earlier, way earlier in my journey of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Certain motherfuckers I would have never brought on my radio show. Certain motherfuckers I just would have never introduced to people type shit. You know what I'm saying? Unbeknownst to me because I was at a state of young and, ambitious and to a degree there's a little aspect of um, being naive as well. So you got to be real careful on this journey on who you share your energy with, man. Um, yeah, that's the best I can tell you. Especially when you got these Pluto afflictions like Pluto and Mars and Pluto on Moon, Pluto on Sun, Pluto on Venus type shit. And I dare say Saturn Pluto as well. So I'm watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? I got receipts on how she got me. Who you talking about? Who got you? I got whole songs about that shit. What you talking about? Who got you? Who got you? You know what I'm saying? Boy, y'all on here long, man. What y'all want to get into, man? I thought I was sleepy until y'all start talking about relationships. That'll perk me up every time. What Devora at? What's up, Devora? What is? Where you at, little Trini? Devora, I be like, Devora, you little witch. Devora be like, nigga, you call me a witch. Don't call me a witch. Right. Early mistakes are often past mistakes repeated. Yeah, so that's the beautiful thing about the rebirth, man. Getting to be able to see it come again and rewrite your history, man, is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? What'd you say? Man, no, but you could do a dope show with this cardologist named Aquarius Maximus. You talking about, man, Tavana, that's my baby mama. From another from another timeline. Tavana got 13 motherfucking kids. And let me talk to her motherfucking ass in a minute. Let me see something. Aquarius, that's who designed my websites and shit. Man, that Tavana been I was knowing Tavana before she was fucking with the cards. Let me see. Oh shit. Where my other phone at? Oh man, I left my other phone. I ain't got her motherfucking number. Who got her number? Who got Tavana's number? So I can call her. You got her number? I ain't got her number. It's on my other phone. I just switched phones. So anybody, man, if y'all call me, I just switched phones. I only got people emails and shit. I don't got people's phone number and shit. Hold on. I'm about to go get it because I'm going to call her anyway. Hold on. I got to use the bathroom because I'm old. I'll be right back. Hey, girls on girls, wow. Hey, I could see motherfucking girls on girls tongue kissing each other in a motherfucking club when that song come on too. Girls on girls. My ego be fucking with me. I can't do some girl on girl shit. I'm like, she's doing it better than me. I'm like, oh no. So you can't do that shit. My ego too fragile. I don't want no two women in the bed. What the fuck? I was never into that shit. My ego too fragile.
Please leave your message for.
Hold on. Let me send her a text message real fast. Okay, hold on, let me see. But yeah. I know you're talking about Tavana ass with the motherfucking I heard she did this joint not too long ago and shit, talking about the 9 of diamonds and some pimps and shit. You know what I mean? Talking about my card is the pimp card and shit. But nah, good people, man. She's solid, man. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I think I'm just a sucker. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, I'll see a woman who created her own cryptocurrency, and got 13 goddamn kids, and then she ain't with the baby daddy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's interesting of itself. You know what I mean? You know. So let me see. I told her to which one, Jiggy. She always be on some shit. Let me see if I can get her.
Leave your message for.
I couldn't get her. I guess I ain't a motherfucking important no more. Anyway, I gotta lock her in. It's getting what out here in these streets? You know, yeah, man. But anyway, I just wanted to say what's up to y'all, man. I ain't really wanted to. Huh? Oh, okay. That's my people right here, man. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, man, come on, man, y'all got to keep it coming. You know what I mean? Because then I get sleepy and shit. I'm already sleepy. But anyway, man, mark your calendars for this Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Saturday. This Saturday. Yeah, Rittenhouse Death Star eclipse on you niggas. Yeah, that's how I'm bringing it. I said Rittenhouse Death Star eclipse. Niggas say sorry. Keep on. I'm bringing Beyonce into it. I ain't sorry. Ain't sorry. Ain't sorry. That's what's wrong with you niggas. You niggas need to tell the white man you sorry. Yep, I'm gonna say it. You need to tell the white man you sorry. I ain't saying white supremacists. I ain't saying Confederates. I'm saying you need to tell the Quakers you sorry. You need to tell the Union you sorry. You need to tell the Patriots you sorry. Because you don't know the good white folks who put in work that made your liberation, you and I, to be able to be free, because we could have been slaves. Remember when HBO wanted to bring out a movie, or was it Showtime? They wanted to bring out a movie if the Confederates won the motherfucking Civil War, and motherfuckers pitched the bitch about that shit. That could have been some true shit. But it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So you need to say sorry. You know what I'm saying? And thank you, you bunch of ungrateful ass niggas. Niggas is the most ungrateful ass people in the universe. And I'm gonna tell you like this too, man. And for real, you those of us that's on this shit, man, you know what we gonna have to do. Y'all know what we gotta do, y'all. And I told you, I said, man, I don't feel like doing this for these niggas, man. But shit gonna get so out of motherfucking control and shit that we may have to do this shit to ward this shit off. Gonna have to go up to the goddamn mountain and light something on fire so it can go into the goddamn ether so it can go up into the jet stream, and so then it can permeate over the goddamn United States of America. And the shit that we burn, that we put in the ether, is thank you and we sorry. Because 2022 may be the year, definitely 23 for sure, because 24 is the eclipse. So we're going to definitely have to hit it in 23 all day. 23 is fourth quarter because it's the last year before the American eclipse on April the 8th. Man, we going to have to motherfucking say we sorry on behalf of these niggas because they ungrateful. We going to have to go to the motherfucking, graveyards to Thaddeus Stevens, who was at the time that they was going for the 13th Amendment. Thaddeus Stevens said women should get the right to motherfucking vote, and they was like, oh, radical. But it was him that was responsible for a lot of shit, man. Shout out to Thad, the old commoner. Y'all don't know nothing about this shit, man. Y'all don't know nothing about this wartime politics. That's what I'm saying. Listen. If my woman politics can't fuck with me, I can't even fuck with you. Because my politic game is motherfucking vicious. Because I'm gonna come with facts. And if it's a fact, then I don't think it could be disputed. Because I ain't gonna bring a bad fact that needs to be disputed. I ain't gonna say Rodney King got his ass beat, but it was justified why the cops got off. Like, that's a bad fact. Fucking cops shouldn't have got off. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna come with some good facts that's gonna support this shit. We're gonna have to go to motherfucking William T. Sherman graveyard in St. Louis, put flowers on Uncle Billy's grave. Yeah, 40 acres in the mule. Y'all always talking about you want your 40 acres. You want your 40 acres, but you don't know who even came up with that shit. Who wrote that? That wasn't even a law. It was a military edict. You know what I mean? Called a general order. Wouldn't even call it general order. It's called Special Field Order number 15, man. What, Harriet Tubman? You love Harriet Tubman? Oh, you're going to have to find out where Colonel James Montgomery is buried at, who was giving Harriet Tubman the guns. Or go put some flowers on his grave, because before he hooked up with Harriet Tubman, he went to Kansas and was a part of the Bleeding Kansas joint where they was killing white boys who was trying to bring slaves into the Kansas territory. That whole era right there is known as Bleeding Kansas. What you talking about, man? I'm talking about like 1854 shit before the Civil War. Civil War was what? 1861. I'm in 1854. I'm like 7 years before that. You know what I'm saying? You got Colonel James Montgomery, who would later roll with Harriet Tubman, went down into the Kansas territory and start killing the white boys who wanted to bring slaves into the Kansas territory. Facts. You ain't got nan thank you from nan nigga, man. Nan nigga. I'm going to be the new Uncle Ruckus around this motherfucker from the Boondocks, but a militant one. You owe the white man. You do. You owe him. And I bet you if I get serious about this shit, I'm going to have a whole hell of a lot of white people behind me, and that's going to be my ticket on about this motherfucker, boy. For real. But now, seriously, though, we going to have to put some flowers on some people's graves to make this shit right, you bunch of ungrateful ass niggas. Now, what you better not hope is, and most motherfuckers ain't got enough intellectual curiosity to comprehend what I'm about to say, okay? But what you better not hope is this. You better not hope that could your future actions give you a current punishment. Let me be clear. Could slavery be the result of what the future motherfuckers was going to do or not do in the future? So in other words, let me be one more step clear. Could niggas today or just about yesterday have done something that created slavery in the past? Ooh, I don't think you want to have. This is called a retroactive slavery. That's what it's called. Retroactive slavery. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna have to go man, we're gonna have to go visit motherfucking Ulysses S. Grant grave and put some motherfucking flowers on his motherfucking grave. What? The nigga who got the 15th Amendment, the war general that made General Lee surrender, was beating a motherfucking ass. General motherfucking Ulysses Grant took Vicksburg, Mississippi from John Pemberton, bitch ass Confederates. Took Vicksburg, and then when we took Mississippi, we started coming eastbound, went into Tennessee, mopped up General Bragg real fast and them boys. It then went motherfucking east into Virginia to start looking for General Lee, bitch ass. What you talking about? We're gonna have to put some flowers on Grant. Then Grant became the president, and then Grant passed the Klan Act, also known as the Enforcement Acts, to get rid of the Ku Klux Klan, nigga. And that's why it's a Klan too, because Grant got rid of the first Klan. Oh, put some respect and flowers on General Ulysses Grant's grave, would you please? Come on, man. Who else? Oh, you don't like the Bible? Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to have to put some flowers on Henry Ward Beecher, a preacher out of New York's grave. Because at the time of Bleeding Kansas, this dude will send a box of guns to the Kansas territory. In order for the contraband to get through safely, they had the crates marked as Bibles. So therefore, anybody looking at it, they didn't mess with them because they thought the cargo was Bibles, but it was really guns going to Bleeding Kansas to support stopping slavery from spreading in the Western territory. A preacher man used the Bible as a disguise to ship guns. Henry Ward Beecher. Look into it. This is also the family member of the lady who wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin. Okay. Put some flowers on Henry Ward Beecher's grave. Yes. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Oh, man. I can't even give y'all the game I'm gonna give you on Friday. Who flowers y'all gotta put some on a grave. Y'all gonna have to show up Friday. All right, Flowers Akeisha, you're gonna be the head flower lady. Since your name is Flowers Akeisha, you're gonna be like the maiden of honor and shit, or the flower girls that come out and shit. You're gonna be throwing the motherfucking flowers, leading the flower procession in our ceremony and shit. It's time to get into some motherfucking magic. It's time to motherfucking get into some goddamn, what I like to call activation. That's my shit right there. You know what I'm saying? That's my shit right there. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to put some flowers on some graves, man. You know what I'm saying? Salmon P. Chase, which Chase Bank is named after that shit to this day. Salute to Salmon P. Chase. You know what I'm saying? Defended a runaway slave girl by the name of Matilda in Cincinnati, Ohio. You dig? And then not only that, he also became United States Chief Court Justice of all of the Supreme Court when that faggot ass Robert Taney, who said Dred Scott couldn't be a citizen because niggas ain't gonna be citizens of the United States, from Maryland, the one that had slaves in his family, he was running the Supreme Court when he got appointed by Andrew Jackson. And he ran the Taney Court. You can look into this shit. He ran the Taney Court from damn near, 1826 all the way up to the fucking 1860s and shit. Like, he ran the Taney Court for a long ass time. Motherfucker was a racist and had slaves. As soon as he died, man, Abraham Lincoln didn't even go to his faggot ass grave. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as he died, Abraham Lincoln put in Salmon P. Chase, who was an abolitionist, who was anti-slavery. I just told you he was fighting in Cincinnati for a case of a lady named Matilda. Look it up. Okay? Abraham Lincoln put him as the Chief Justice. Now, if Abraham Lincoln didn't like niggas, why would he appoint an abolitionist attorney out of Ohio to be the Chief Supreme Court Justice? You tell me that, nigga. Riddle me that, nigga. What you talking about? Man, let's put some respect on Abe Lincoln's name, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm Lincoln tatted. In my mind, I ain't got no tattoos, but I got Lincoln tattooed on me somewhere in my body, in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Matilda's your mom name. You know what I'm saying? It's all divine. You know what I'm saying? Find yourself in the story and let's put this work in. You know what I mean? That's all it is. You're gonna see yourself in the story. You gotta put this work in. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna put some flowers on Salmon P. Chase's grave. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do that. You know what I mean? And I can go on and on to the break of dawn. General Butler, you know what I'm saying? Look it up. Did he not help give black people a bank after the Civil War was over? I want to say actually during the Civil War, he started helping blacks get a savings and loan institute. The Freedmen Savings Bank, General it's two generals. One is Banks and the other one is it's slipping me. But he was down in Louisiana. Big, maybe General Butler, I think it was. Let me see something real fast. If I type in General Butler, what was the bank that they was calling it? Colored. Let me see something. Benjamin. I'm thinking of Benjamin Butler. And let me go get it. I'll get it. But General Butler was in on some shit. All right. Oh man, shout out to this is crazy. This is really, really when I put this information together, I was like, oh shit, this is way too crazy. I think I'll say that for the lecture. But listen, man. Shout out to my people from Massachusetts, man. If you're from the Massachusetts Bay Area, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mrs. Scientific, man, Mike P., Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? That was some of they abolished slavery. Call me Moses Brown, the abolitionist. Like you got abolitionists that was on the record, it's like super duper early, man. I fuck with Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. I'm telling you, Massachusetts and Pennsylvania, Boston and Philadelphia are like twins. You know what I'm saying? And pre Civil War, American colonial period. You know what I'm saying? Like these states right here is critical. You know what I'm saying? That's why when the rebels tried to come up to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, it wasn't happening because Pennsylvania always been about that work. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Shout out to George Washington, man. I don't give a fuck. George Washington had slaves, but George Washington inherited slaves. George Washington was anti-slavery. And if George Washington wasn't anti-slavery, it was against blacks, then why would he have black people in his motherfucking Revolutionary Army? Why did he have a black man as the camp DA, this personal camp, who y'all would call Prince Whipple now? You understand what I'm saying? And why would he sign an anti-slave law that stopped the exportation of United States? United States of America was not allowed to send slaves out of the country on a boat and engage in the slave trade in 1795. Okay, that's a law that was passed. It made it illegal for the United States to participate in the exportation of slavery signed by George Washington. George Washington gets flowers on his graves, niggas. Sorry to bust your bubble, but he does. Okay. Put some respect on Thomas Jefferson's name. 1807, he's telling everybody, yo, it's illegal for the United States to import slaves. See, George Washington gave him the first blow. He made the exportation of slaves illegal. Meaning, because if you're thinking, and if you're a war general, which he was, if we're going to end slavery systematically, then it's a good chance that these niggas might be on our side in the future if we ever were to go to a civil war. So let's do this systematically in slavery. The first thing I would do is I would stop the exportation of niggas, because now I'm about to win the nigga alliance, and I'm about to let you know that, hey, I got your back. But most importantly, since I got your back, I can't afford for y'all niggas to be going out of the country on some slave trade shit, because if we go to civil war right here on this soil, I'm going to need you to join up with us if it comes down to that, okay? Then Thomas Jefferson came and said, hey, nigga, January 1st, 1808, United States of America will not be engaging in slave. We will not be importing slaves in the United States. We're not engaging in that part of the slave trade. It may exist domestically, but we're not importing slaves. Thomas Jefferson, 1808, was giving them a heads up in 1807. Facts. Check the record book. Check the record book. Then Abraham Lincoln came. And that was the one who said, okay, I'm going to kill the domestic aspect of this shit. See, George Washington stopped it from going out. Thomas Jefferson stopped it from going in. Abraham Lincoln stopped it on the soil. That's the triangle offense, nigga. You know what I mean? Shout out to one of my favorite presidents, my second favorite president, James Monroe. See, here's the problem. This is why niggas got to say sorry. I had my people over. She about to run for mayor, right? See, that's what I'm fucking with. And behind the scenes, I'm fucking with people who are being groomed by former mayor's daughters as mentors and being groomed to be mayor. All right? So listen. I asked her, who your favorite president of all time? And you can't say Obama. She's like, man, I really ain't got one. Trump? Like, I really ain't got one. See, this is why niggas gotta say sorry. What do you mean you don't got no favorite? You ask any nigga. I'm about to make a documentary of this shit. You go out on the street and ask niggas, who your favorite president outside of Obama? Who your favorite president that did something about slavery outside of Abraham Lincoln? Motherfuckers gonna draw a blank. They can't tell you. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, take that ordering position, man. Let's do it. James Monroe, man, is a beast. What? Monroe, my G. I almost like Monroe more than Lincoln, almost, man. Nah, Lincoln, my guy. Almost though, man. Monroe, man. Monroe doctrine made it clear, nigga. Ain't no whites over here, nigga. England, France, and Spain, no Western Hemisphere for you niggas. That's what Monroe said. Monroe said slavery is illegal past 31 degrees north latitude. That's called the Missouri Compromise, ladies and gentlemen. Missouri wants to come into the Union as a slave state. Rhode Island gets created. Maine gets created as a free state. That's under Monroe. Yeah. United States passed the piracy laws, 1819, 1820. Yeah, under Monroe. And the piracy law says it's illegal for anybody to be engaging in the African slave trade, period, in the Atlantic Ocean. You better not be shipping niggas out of here. You better not be importing niggas in here, because the two presidents of Washington and Jefferson said those was no-nos. So under Monroe, a Navy was created, a special squadron was created by the name of African Squadron. Go Google the shit. African Squadron. Yeah, put some flowers on Monroe's motherfucking grave. What y'all talking about? Shit. What y'all talking about? So niggas need to say sorry. Wait till I come Friday to show you Kyle Rittenhouse. Ooh, and what the divine is saying through Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah, I know it may look like I may have went off topic, because today's conversation was the universe is God's mind, and it is. It is. But now you're going to have to justify what the fuck is God saying about Kyle Rittenhouse as it pertains, because remember, homeboy was up there and it was a black and white shit. A white cop shot a nigga. And ladies, y'all better be in the motherfucking building because this shit got to do with your sexuality. You know what I really wanted to say? I wanted to say the P word. It got everything to do with your sexuality. And I'm gonna prove it. It happened on the eclipse. And so if it happened on the eclipse, the moon, that's feminine. I'm telling you now, I'm going to show you the shit on Friday night, man. I can't wait till this motherfucking Friday. It's going motherfucking down. How many slides I got? Let me see. How many slides this thing got? Oh, I'm on exactly 30 slides right now. Putting the finishing touches on this thing. I say sorry, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. Let's start saying sorry. You stop being ungrateful. And you're gonna shift it. You shift the energy alone. That's what I'm saying. The light workers, the real light workers got to do some shit in the backdrop. So listen, man, it's 27 of us, 30 max tonight. That's live on this shit. You part of the special people. You understand what I'm saying? So the special people got to go ahead and do some shit. You know what I mean? Like you watch a movie, but you don't even know the producer of the movie. All we care about is the storyline and maybe some of the actors in the fucking story, but we don't even really know who the director is like that. And when we start to get a little bit more behind the scenes, we start to know who the directors is, but we don't really be caring about the producers of the shit that finance and bankroll the whole goddamn thing into production. It wouldn't even be produced without a producer. So the producers is pretty much the low key motherfuckers in the background. The writer is damn sure low key. You don't even know who they is. You know what I'm saying? You just fall in love with the actors and the actresses. The writers of the fucking shit you don't even know. But these motherfuckers in the Songwriters Guild, and basically you think Beyonce then came up with this shit, and it's possibly somebody else, and she sang it the best. Therefore, it was a song that was just for her. You know what I'm saying? It's a team sport, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with the selective few because the results that we have is like none other. You know what I'm saying? It's none other. So we're gonna have to do some work pretty soon, man. So I'm telling you, stay abreast. And you know what I'm saying? I used to be like, hey, I get the hotel, pay. Listen, man, this right here, man, everybody on their own in a sense, you know what I'm saying? And if it's more economically feasible for everybody that I kind of set it up that way, I don't know. But it's gonna be about that kind of work. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go make some shit right in the spirit world. Motherfuckers who's dead. Well, motherfuckers, man, if motherfuckers spirits are alive, and they are, because I can show you pictures of them. They're a lot, man. That's fucked up, man. I'm gonna be honest. If I think about it, my sensitive ass will start to shed tears. I cried the other day too, man. I watched the Dr. Sabi joint, and his daughter said her last conversation with Sabi when he was in jail. Sabi said, "Man, I'm on a 2-week fast, but the reason I'm fasting is because somebody's trying to poison me." And then her mom, which is Ma, and I remember Ma gave me a consultation. So I don't know why, man. I was talking to her years and years ago. And I think I could have swore she said I was a healer. And I'm like, this lady tripping. But I always loved Ma's voice. And she like teared up, man. My fucking mirror neurons is watching this shit. I swear to God, dropping my son off. I was fucking crying, man. I'm like, but I had tears rolling down my eyes and shit. I was like, because it wasn't about Sadie. Like he can hold his own. He's spirit. That's good. But I'm sensitive to. I was just sensitive, like your daughter and the mom. Like, God damn, that's fucked up. Anyway, I'll get sensitive and cry if I think about it because you got some spirits that's in here, man. Um, you know how many white boys is dead that was on the Union side. You know what I'm saying? That's dead. That's in a grave Yo, look this up, man. There was a story of at Camp Chase in Ohio. See, Salmon P. Chase, that I told you was the chief judge at your time he got his racist ass out. There was a Camp Chase in Ohio was where we was keeping Confederate soldiers. And there used to be this ghost woman who was spotted at the Confederate graveyards looking for her deceased husband. This is real shit. It's documented. Go to a battlefield at nighttime with a fucking camera. You tell me. Go. You want to know if the spirit shit is real? Go to a battlefield like Gettysburg, Battle of Antietam. Go to a Civil War battlefield at nighttime and take pictures, nigga. We're going to see. Okay? And so these spirits, some of these motherfuckers think they still alive and to a degree trapped. And no light workers, especially of the black race, has come to set them free, has come to even show an inch of appreciation. I am dying to go to Lincoln's Memorial and ask the staff, when have you ever seen a procession of black people who you know is hip to the hop from the streets? I ain't talking about no fucking conservative squares. I'm talking about the niggas with the boom bam bumble, who you know is niggas. Them niggas, that's important. The Ben Carson type niggas, and I ain't got nothing against Ben Carson. Actually, he's a genius. I'm just saying the streets don't relate to them type niggas. The streets is where the critical mass is at. So when has the streets went to Lincoln's Memorial and say, here, nigga, we having a party, nigga, we turning up for Lincoln? When? I want to know, because I don't think this shit ever exists. I can't prove it. I just got an inkling, and I'm going to ask they ass when I get there. You best believe that. I'm going to ask them. Who came and put some real flowers on this nigga grave? Don't you know when your ass show up, you're going to start to see some shit in the sky start to form? Whether it's a clear blue sky, all of a sudden a fucking cloud appear, or whether it's cloudy and all of a sudden that shit disappear. It's going to be an act of motherfucking nature that's going to correspond and let you know that the spirit shit is real. Keep telling you, every time we go to Stone Mountain and put in work, all of a sudden some shit happen. Every single time it happens. Right? So for us, the real work is come on off of YouTube and get ready to start journeying and stack your little ducats up. You know what I'm saying? So we can spend a weekend and go touch these places with some motherfucking flowers and some thank yous. All right, let me get off this video, man, because I am being called upon. All right. So, all right, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I just wanted to come through and kick the shit with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? So stay abreast, man. Friday, stay by your email. We may do it live on this channel. If I do it on the Imagination Guru channel, I'm going to post the image of the flyer here on YouTube as a post, and I'm going to drop the link that's going to take you directly over to the live. You dig? Oh, you glowing. You glowing. You glowing. You glowing, Miss Glow. You go. Everybody going. Everybody want to go? Go. All right. So y'all know what it is, man. Y'all need me, man. Hit me up, man. Y'all know how to get at me. Peace.